We'll see if Barton can deliver on the CT side as he did up against that previous opponent. And, well, Selva, that is. Anyway, Noxy going to get the opener. Barton does get one back. Thing is, Bestia already have this space gain towards B, and it will be a bomb plant. Post plant 4v4 here.
Oh, quick headshot coming through from Thomason. Activating late in this round here. Urbano still looking to breathe some life into this one, but a 3v3 post plant with a lot of ground to recover here before they can even start the conversation. Taking some fights, his team out traded out instantly. And about half that bomb ticked already before things even get shaped up, but Thomason just overlooks the idea that he could run in towards single door. Luchov up in the 2v1.
No.
One kill coming through. The defuse has to be stuck though. There is no kit for Jota. He gets off of it looking for the kill instead. But the round is over and Luchov gonna add an extra kill to his tally. A little icing on the cake of a round win.
We're new watching that. Certainly also the rifle for Barton. He's already got 3 on the board, so it feels like he's as comfortable here against Bestia as he was against the previous squad here on Nuke, as Kaysen's going to get the opener on Barton. It's a 5v4 immediately.
Guy down early. Again, that guy constantly good for 2 as we highlighted in the ramp room. And this already is a save call from PSG. They are bailing.
Wow. Almost got punished. Lucky to be alive, honestly, as he fades off into the distance. Bono and Jota. Nice crossfire between Garage and Mini, but the crossfire deleted by Teemo's headshot. Jota gone. And now they're worried about what's going to happen here towards outside, so they're trying to send a reinforcements over to retake that space. Barton does get there. Bono, can he get the trade? No. What a shot from Teemo. And he gets the third, too. They can't trade him.
Oh, no. Feels like the role's being reversed right now. East side continues to just break on through. 3 kills out of Teemo before he finally falls. And again, that determines the round here. 5-0 off to the races, trying to run away, but back is turned to a player following in his footsteps. Thomason is hot on his heels. Now it feels like Levy's prepared for this idea, but he's got other problems right now. They're hunting him all over the map. Teammate falls now. It's time for Levy to do the same. Dink down to 27 HP. He's going to have to fight his way out of every situation here, and distractions coming through initially from the bottom as Thomason hits from the top rope. Putting them in the back foot consistently. There's a 1-for-1 trade. Teemo only gets a single kill this time before he's answered him on. So that's at least a positive spin on things.
Yeah, but still, I'd say 4v4 to the advantage of Bestia and the T side. Get 1 into secret, that's case. In fact, 3 into secret. Luchov leading the charge. Urbano on the other side with the MP9, but he's pretty far away at a disadvantage up against the rifles here. A nice boost coming through. They get the spot, and so does Urbano. So he might send the reinforcements over. Yeah, definitely now, as soon as that Molotov bursts into the vents, because now it likely has to be a B hit. Noxy breaks both of the windows here in observation. You see DSG, they're scrambling. They're trying to get the edge here. Finally, Levy gets visibility, but he's dropped immediately, and Urbano does get the trade, but I don't think that's going to be enough. His teammates are falling all around him.
Just getting punched in. Jason already having coverage and control. Double up. Trying to chase him down. He takes a bit of an off angle here and catches SHC quickly. Urbano might have himself a freebie to answer upon, but it's a half his HP at a cost. And he gets met by a smoke, so there's just no way through the doors. He's going to have to take the glass. As sharp as that can be, getting around this corner feels impossible. Spotted out by Noxy. Now Noxy goes for a wild swing. That's a little bit ambitious, but the round is counting down. Without a kit, doesn't matter what the case is here. It will be a round win.
And Bestia might ratchet up the pace. I mean, they've been good at throwing up these change-ups at the right moment. They slow it down a little bit. Urbano boosts up Barton, gets the first. No trade available. There's a flashbang that pushes Urbano back, but they have to be careful of Barton. They're probably not going to be looking that direction, especially if Urbano does his job well. Barton, yep, overlooked completely. Yeah, it's a complete shutdown towards ramp. Urbano gets the last, actually 0 deaths. No frags at all come through here for Bestia.
Gonna call over for some repositions, not spotting out anything more towards that outer yard, kind of hints at where the next play is gonna be.
Well, nice shot from Luchov, and Urbano's at risk, but he delivers to SHC1, and Noxie is the last one standing, and he gets finished off by Levy. Another great round from Urbano and Levy. Yeah, I think the one concern, if you look a little bit further into this map, it's that DSG don't have... Ooh, nice shot from Levy. Maybe we'll talk about that after. Barton gets the follow-up on Thomason, and this is a gun round here that's completely flat. Barton a 3K. Kaysen only finds one. He's in a 1v5 clutch. He needs way more than that, and lines up two. They're chasing him down. Kaysen could do this. 1v5 ace clutch.
Oh my God.
Cut short just at the end of it. Urbano saves the day, but that almost falls apart for DSG.
Small sigh of relief right there. Oh my God. Nearly cut down completely. Kaysen making the impossible nearly a reality there. Urbano isn't so quick on that trade.
Haven't really been able to gain a foothold in any direction of the map over the last 3 rounds, so that's got to boost the confidence of DSG at the very least. Fast into A. Urbano gets one on Timo. Thomas in the trade. That might open up the space they need, but they overlook Barton only for a moment. Trade is good there as well. Noxie and Kaysen get a couple more, and the fast play to A is looking like it's working. Only Jota left standing, who is spotted out now. Information gained. Yes, all 3 players are low, but it doesn't matter when Kaysen's already on the flank, blindsiding Jota. There it is, 7th round for Bestia. It's harder to get that back-to-back impact with versus a rifle. But hey, look, they've got the MP9 and the op in the right spot, and Levi does get the opener, so maybe I'm going to have to eat my words there. It's DSG trying to hold on here. Great flashbang. Jota does get one more. The op's still alive in Levi's hands, and Barton gets a beauty shot from the Deagle. 3v2 for DSG, and rifles are everywhere. I think Cole, Bestia have to go for this in this direction because they can't risk the guns being picked up.
Definitely right. Have to continue to scale their efforts in towards this lower side of the map, always at risk of so many angles to be cleared right now, though. When they enter into the B site, when they open up the doors, the information given over, and even an extra bit of help involved. The Barton immediately gets hard cleared. And Thomason survives, but there's no coverage from Noxie. It's a little too slow on the uptick right there. SHC will be able to slide on out. Planted the bomb, full commitment, swings the door open.
Oh,
distraction for SHC to strike from above and to take that round away. I think they could ask for here. Rifles for the last round, but not the opening pick that they're looking for. Jota manufactures that one, turns his attention away just in time for Luchov to strike, and Tom is in a little too late. Activate right there, loses one of his teammates for his troubles, but Luchov is quick in transition, is now outside, pressing in, but misses out. A freebie of a kill right there on the Opper. SHC gonna hunt here? Shadow advantage, given over, but still Luchov just not connecting, and he's gonna get overwhelmed. 3 players hunt him down. Great isolation opportunity right there from DSG, and they will take it fully in advantage.
Do you have 4 players with armor? Luchov sees that door get blown open. Thomason waiting with the duelies. Timo's there as well. This is a very difficult path for DSG, and there are 2 more frags on Thomason's hands. Tika comes through here, and actually could be a difference maker with Barton getting that shot onto Kaysen, but Luchov ensures that won't be the case. Nice round victory for Bestia as they keep the lead firmly in their possession. Bestia only going up against the Glocks. Anti-eco. Should be relatively straightforward. 2 bodies here over in a ramp. Ooh, that's messy. Very messy from Timo. Upgrade to an MP9, and Thomason wasn't really in a position to support, so now what should have been pretty straightforward turns into a bomb plant for DSG and a chance potentially at the round as well. They don't have the body armor and no util for the post plant, so it still feels unlikely, but you never know because there's only that smoke left for Bestia. Noxie pulls it out. I don't even know why. Could get caught off here, but he's all right. Good to go. Gets the 3K. Jota, last one standing, and still delivers a couple for himself, but Luchov will not allow him to get more than that. a little bit dicey for Bestia. Dicier than expected, and a bomb plant out from DSG, along with 3 frags, isn't too bad. Noxy. A1S in hand, hits some shots onto Barton, but it's not good for a frag. Do they overlook Luchov? They do, but Luchov misses his early shots, still manages to recover for 2, and then Timo supports the perfect moment to keep him alive to continue firing. 2v1 in favor of Bestia after the dust settles here. Levy on his own.
Bomb was in heaven, though.
Yeah, that's right, bomb's in heaven. There's no chance. And now definitely not, as Levy is dropped to dirt by Thomason. Bestia win the round. Otherwise, it might not start at all for DSG. Noxy goes out. Nice shot for Levy. Okay. A little over-aggressive potential for Noxy, and Thomason turns his back on the second player, so he gets traded to 4v3 for DSG. This is the opportunity. This is the chance. The door is cracked open just a touch for them in this round. Kaysen waiting with the AWP. Has retaken the space of his fallen comrades. Urbano, Barton, and SHC just biding their time in lobby, hoping for more aggression. They get it delivered right at their doorstep. 4v2 now. Tons of time left for them to get onto this bomb site, but do they go A and overlook Kaysen is the question. Seconds left now. Yeah.
Kaysen might be on the scene right here, but he's got a shotgun op here in the hut. Actually might make it through Squeaky here. He just zoomed in again, and they're already routing down the vents, so they've managed to escape the worst of it. At this point, I think it might be about how Bestia fight for their life.
Yeah. I'd be surprised if they go for this at all. I mean, the op is a valuable piece. Can they buy it up again in the next round? Yes, but that CT economy is important to keep stabilized, and they realize that.
Going to try and lead his team by example. Tom is in a very committed angle, but he backs off just in time for them to slide out. This is perfect timing here for this T side, and dodging up on the flashes, multiple of them coming through here. Thomas is still unaware, but finally strikes his head up, and it's an instant dismissal, turning the tides quickly. Another kill coming through from Urbano. Noxy jumping up the vents right now, able to find a 1. Needing a lot more, but there's low HP bars, perfect for him to capitalize on. He's waiting for Urbano's lurk so carefully, and a strike through the wall. Noxy with another, whips out the pistol for a 3K. He needs 4, though. He needs the ace, in fact. He needs all of the frags here. And Levi moving throughout the smoke into hut is the perfect shroud to get on into this round, into this retake. Noxy flying with the kit in hand, but he has to tap the bomb. At least he's unsure of where that flank is coming through, but it's not planted for Levi. He's got to push it, and he's going to be a little too late. He's sticking the bomb, sticking out around the corner. He gets off of it.
Wait, what?
And it allows for DSG to win.
This is Bestia's chance to make that one look away on the defusal just be a memory, and well, that's a good trade from Barton. Noxy realizes that he has to time this right, and with Kaysen getting that right, he could pop up now, and he does! There's Barton gone. Levy, the last one standing, he falls as well. Well done from Bestia. Again, in the defense of the A site, they do get that 12. But he's got a lot to deal with if he gets in this direction. Beautiful opener from Kaysen as well. There's the early man advantage. Now they feel forced in towards ramp, and the frags pile up. Timo finally falls. Levy will get that, but it is a 4v2 still, and now perhaps going to be a 4v1. Yep, there it is. Kaysen onto Levy. Jota, last one standing, and no longer. Bestia only need one opportunity to close out this map, and now they head on to map number 2 with that 1-0 lead, Cole. Can they convert that to victory against Bestia, though, Cole?
Big question, who's going to turn the tides here? Quickly, it looks like Urbano is interested in landing the adjustments, trying to get this series back on track, and 2 instant openers can do just that. Only taking half of his HP to utility damage at this point, doing so much early on. And a bit of a gambly stack now. It's for the moment just Noxy alone on the site.
I think Bestia are going to need a strong CT side if they're going to want to get success, or going to be able to get success here on Inferno. Jota, though, gets the next frag onto Noxy, and, well, Timo and Thomason don't really have much to gain here. I think Timo can save the armor, but Thomasine only has the USP, so he can fight forward if he wants to. Decides against it. Frags will build up the money a little bit, but Jota spots him out and eliminates him with ease. Timo does the same to Jota. Maybe gets a follow-up here. Ooh, only gets pushed down to 4 HP. And then finished off by Levy. So will be a 1-0 lead for DSG off this pistol round.
Fantastic start with some of these opening duels look coming through from Urbano. Definitely like to see him.
Okay, Urbano gonna go ahead of that smoke. That could cost him. He has to be careful here. Ooh, actually still has Luchov. I don't know if Luchov hurt him though. I think so, because he's spamming through the smoke, but Urbano's in a beautiful spot to punish if he can slip through. And he absolutely does. Noxy has no idea. Luchov, maybe the same for him on the other end? No, Jota does manage to finish him off. Only 3 HP remains for Jota, but it's still a 5v3 that materializes. And with Bestia so far out of position, unless they get a response immediately here with the spam through the smoke, they probably won't go for the retake. And the damage is there, as you can see. But it doesn't yield a frag, and that means that Bestia are probably going to pull the plug. Haven't had the same type of success as they were hoping for. So, let's see if they can do it here. Luchov opening frag a banana. That's going to help plug up the holes on their defense here on this side of the map. That said, Luchov takes a lot of damage in the engagement and can't really get too aggressive here. Pulls out the util right out in the open, and Noxy will get punished. 4v4. Luchov. Can he get one back? Ooh, I think he got the dink, but not the frag. And yeah, it's not going to be enough. Not even close. 2 more players wiped off the map, and Bestia lose the B site again. Feels like we're on repeat here.
I mean, I talked a little bit about what used to be so good about this map here for them, and you know how good they were when Noxy was still hopping. I think there's just still a bit of a breakdown in this defense. The way that Bestia play things out that is leading to this consistent struggle. The B site falling victim and Noxy kind of entering into that new position. Timo going to get hunted down as a result of how quickly these rounds are determined, but I feel like they are showing a bit of a fundamental lack of what you have to do early on in these rounds to defend up against this heavy T side, to fight for banana control. Getting caught with utility out like that's just not something you can afford with, especially Luchov down low. And that sort of stuff right there shows how uncomfortable Bestia really are in that current setup right now on B.
And backed off to support the rest of his team on the site proper. All 4 players for DSG are moving in towards bracket. Timo gets the dink on the Jota. It forces him back immediately. He does manage to get the molly off on Jota's end, but this is going to be difficult. Urbano does manage to get one back, but there it comes. All 3 players peer around that corner, and 3 of the 4 that remain for DSG are gone, leaving only Urbano on an island here at Library to try and fight off everyone else. There's the first. They're giving me 1v1s here. Need to be careful. Where's Kaysen?
More room for any more isolated efforts. I'm going to be recovered. Oh, God. Complete miss.
This is so scary.
From range with the 5.7 bomb recovered. Kaysen goes swinging again. Oh, my God.
7th round of play. Kaysen holding up banana this time. Dodges the util very effectively, but that Molotov's going to land right at his feet. Fires a shot off. Can't connect with a frag, and Luchov is gone. Urbano takes care of that. And now this B side is a little bit lighter. Kaysen, lucky to be alive, takes a bullet to the dome from an AK, but it happens to go through the wall, so he's okay. And gets the frag to boot. That will help calm things down in a round that could have again fallen away towards this B site.
Kaysen's a tank, man.
Yeah.
Survive some of these shots. Absolutely ridiculous. Hanging in there. His teammates be able to show up as much here. That's a great bit of contact taken by Jota. Thomason left to do it all, though. Left to his own devices. Teammates a little bit further removed. That flashbang is good at buying time. He avoids the next flashbang. He finds 4. And that is exactly why they trust this guy to lock down a site, because that is what he's capable of.
get a second. That's an impressive play. We can't take that away from Thomason at all. Great maneuvering, isolating the 1v1s for himself and just getting some good flicks to boot. All right, Thomason, what more can you do here? Noxie's completely blinded and finished off by Urbano. Put out of his misery, so to speak. Urbano at 18 HP. Needs to be careful here on Banana because a wayward nade will take care of business. Luchov above the smoke gets one and the second, maybe the third too. Yes, he's good for it. Kaysen supporting, ensures that Jota can't even get the trade, and it's a complete shutdown as soon as DSG try to get up Banana. Barton gets one on the tail end, but it won't matter. Bestia are back into this. Noxie. Cubby overlooked completely, but he doesn't play it very well. Timo falls afterwards. Luchov and Thomason trying to pop off, and they do, trying to be the heroes after things looked like they were falling apart. And it looked bad is now a 3v2 in favor of Bestia. They do lose Luchov. But Thomason, perfect timing on the bomb planter. He flicks around to get the other player, and then it's Kaysen to find Barton. I thought he was locked in on the bomb planter, Cole, but that's an insane flick. After having gotten that hot start, to see Bestia get 5 in a row and to win that 5th in that fashion has to bring back memories that they don't want to have in their minds. Luchov waits for the flash to come through, throws the smoke, pops around the corner, gets nothing but damage, and Noxie's going to try and capitalize off that damage. Finally does. His second and third frags come through, pulls out the pistol, continues to spam, and they can't find him. He gets 2 through the smoke. 4K for Noxie. Is the ace going to come into his hands this time is the question, but I mean, they want to get the round victory, so I'm not sure they care too much. They will give Noxie a crack at it. And Levy's around that corner. Doesn't want to take the fight just yet. And Kaysen will get it. So no ace for Noxie, but what a play.
Oh my god, capitalizing on all that damage right there.
And, I mean, it's a bold decision because if you have problems in the rest of the map, it's going to make things a little difficult for you if you want to talk it over. But they say, look, there won't be a rest of the map if we don't come through and get this here. So great work from them, great decision. They do lose the first body here. Timo gets the trade. Barton finds one right on back. That said, look at Levy. He's a walking wounded, and now it's the healthy player that gets dropped here. Thomason, the awareness to realize Levy was pushing him was one thing, but he can't hit the shots. As now it's up to Luchov and Noxie. Luchov flashed and gone.
Destruction right there, systematic. And spam through the smoke will finally allow them to cap off one extra round.
Very strong on their CT side so far throughout both series. We'll see if that changes here on Inferno. Thomason, the opener onto Jota. Now Urbano gets the response. They've still got 2 players to deal with. Top Banana. Urbano taking the initiative here. Molotov lands at his feet, so it will force him back. And in the meantime, Timo's doing work towards the A site, and they've got that under their control. So they call those 2 players back, say, guys, get over here. We've got A. Let's set up the defenses.
Go ahead and leave him on the B side right there. Will not let him in, but there's a big pickup, a difficult one, and a quick trade from Barton as well. If he able to pull things back with a little help from Barton, and now time ticking a little bit lower and lower. They've got to move quickly on this retake.
Yeah, no kit.
We go now here. Kaysen's still inside the pit right now, finally moving on to the site, trying to get onto that bomb. It's a whole nother story. Distractions being sold and round being won at this point. Bestia lift off in the pistol. Barton looking for some exits. Bomb gonna do Noxie in, that's for sure. Barton able to escape at the very least. With a tick in the molly right there. In a dangerous game, walking on the edge and looking for a deagle shot, but absolutely nothing granted for them.
Oh, Levy catches Thomason looking the wrong way. That's an upgrade to an AK because no one else is in the vicinity. Or Galil, I should say, as Levy grabs that off the ground. Thing is, B site's open, so I imagine that they're just going to save that Galil because they're completely out of position to try and go for a retake and don't even have the firepower to think about it. Record
looking much more favorable for DSG. Current standing. Just getting a little bit more tricky than what they would have hoped for here. Nice kills from Levy, though. 3 off the back of the Galil spray. On for the ace. He will find it. And he even survives as well, down to 21 HP, but all 5 kills. That is something you'll take every day of the week.
Towards half wall. Molotov thrown. Nades as well. Everything sailing in here. BESTIA putting so much emphasis on Banana. Here comes Luchov now, but they were just waiting. No one really got disturbed by that util there. And then SHC finds the follow-up on Castle, just hopping for information. That did not go well for BESTIA.
Gonna get any better here, walking right into the op of Levy.
If they get SHZ at Moto,
yeah,
without getting traded, then maybe there's something. Yeah, boost comes through, and oh no, 23 seconds left. They have to go fast. This round's done now. I mean, the biggest shame is that they can't save anything and they have to fight. Now they'll lose those guns. No casualties on the side of DSG, and they are finally on the board here.
Corner right there, and it ended up being he was playing in front of the car, so manages to evade it. And they set up good on this defense here. This is going to be a perfect setup right now. DSG offering up destruction on the inbound there with Levy Zop combined with the rifle and the cubby. SHZ does get traded out as he swings further, though. Hey, you're all right. Although no one on BESTIA really able to capitalize on this window.
Thing is, yeah, and not to mention the bomb is the one hanging back in Noxy. So I imagine they're going to want to have a look towards B, because so much emphasis towards A. What a shot from Thomas, and he gets the follow-up as well. Maybe you go A now. Levi and Jota gone. 3v2 in favor of BESTIA. But because the bomb was already rotating towards the B side, Thomason's just going to see what else he can find into A. What a play from him. Is he going to get the pip player too? He does. Thomason, the 3K, and what looked like a sure victory for DSG turns right on its head. Noxy does indeed go back to the A side after that is found, and Urbano, his position known. This is done. 11th for BESTIA off of a ridiculous sequence from Thomason.
Oh man, Thomason just offering up the ultimate bailout right there.
SHC going in, looking for a fight. Levy on top of the roof. Thomason. Come out. Oh, yeah, he does. He gets taken down by Levy. Trade comes in, actually not on Levy or SHC, but Kaysen does get Levy in the end. Shotgun hopping. 2K for him. Timo's already in the pit. That could be problematic for SHC, although he does get Kaysen. He can't find Timo, and Timo tapping away, hits the headshot onto Urbano, although he missed a couple. He capitalized in the end. Jota, 1v3 required to keep DSG in it, and he won't even get close. Through the smoke, he's gone, and BESTIA get the 2-0 victory.